Back, colon cancer. It's the third most commonly diagnosed cancer in the world. In the commercial break, we were talking about folks we know who've had it. Every year, it kills hundreds of thousands of people.
There are also many myths about the disease, and joining us this morning to clear up some of those myths, Dr. Jag from Cancer Treatment Centers of America. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
You've actually brought in a prop. We're going to use your kids' Play-Doh. I hope they don't mind.
Play-Doh, my wife's vase, so yes.
Don't break it. You'll be in trouble. So this is a colon, and what are we looking at? What's the Play-Doh?
Well, it's a transparent colon, and what you're looking at are lymph nodes surrounding the colon itself. And on the inside, you have several cancerous polyps. You've got a very small, flat one on this side over here, and you have one that's very large over here.
Okay.
So it's very important to make sure that you have a colonoscopy because if you do any colonics or anything like that, it will not be able to flush out something like this.
Okay, so we've heard of a colon cleanse. Does that prevent colon cancer?
No, it's not, because no matter how hard you flush this, it's not going to come out. This requires removal by a colonoscopy or a physician capable of doing that.
Surgically.
Is there a way to take preventative steps ahead of time, or is this something that just crops up and there's not a lot you can do about it until it actually happens?
There are actually several preventive things that you can do, such as making sure that you have a diet that's full of fiber, make sure that you reduce your amount of fatty and red meat intake, as well as taking vitamin D. That seems to have a protective effect. Also, aspirin has also been found to remove these colon polyps or reduce the size of them over time. Very important things that you can do.
So, do you recommend a colon cleanse? Is that something that people should do?
I don't think they should do it just because it's more of a placebo more than anything else. Now, this falls in the same category as a coffee enema, so no benefit whatsoever. The most important thing you can do to save your life is to get a colonoscopy at the age of 50.
50 is when you need to sign up and get. What about, if you're waiting for symptoms from colon cancer? What would some symptoms be?
Well, something this small would not cause any symptoms whatsoever. So you can develop this at 51 or even later and still have no problems whatsoever. Now, if you have something, most people do develop problems around the age of 50. So that's why if you're going to have signs, it's going to be usually bleeding, obstipation, or pain in the bottom or any part of your colon.
Interesting, because we were talking about it during the break. It was one of the myths, I guess, was I thought this was something that might strike a little bit younger because in the 90s, a couple of high-profile cases, Darryl Strawberry, Eric Davis, both had colon cancer while they were still playing baseball. But you said it's pretty rare for it to happen to someone in their 30s that young.
Absolutely. Most people usually would develop it in their 50s or higher, usually in the age of 60 or so. But if you check early and you find a polyp, you can remove it, and then they can be cured from colon cancer.
Like that little pink dot as opposed to that large, ugly thing.
Now this one, it just kind of depends on what type of polyp it is. If it's a small one, it can be removed very easily. If it's a large one, then it becomes a little more difficult and may require removal of the colon itself if this has invaded into the lymph nodes surrounding it.
And you guys, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Well, you guys have a new option, a new treatment option.
Yes, we do. We're actually introducing HIPEC therapy, which is heated intraperitoneal chemotherapy. Now, what happens is, if let's say that you found this cancer has become advanced, that is, it's spread outside the lymph nodes, it's spread to the abdomen itself. There's a way you can actually heat chemotherapy and debulk those areas on the inside and remove those areas very quickly.
Okay, so it's a new treatment option. All right, thank you so much, Dr. Jag. We really appreciate you coming in and sharing that with us. Cancer Treatment Centers of America has a special offer for all Fox 23 viewers. They're giving away free subscriptions to their quarterly magazine, Cancer Fighters Thrive. If you'd like to sign up, we've got a link on our website. Go to fox23.com and click on the